What's going on? My name is David and I'm an artist. If you don't know who I am, most of my work is on TikTok. I've been an artist and creator for 2 years on TikTok. I've been on Instagram for longer than that, but that's pretty much kind of the main gist of the background of where you can find me. And I guess I'm known for being the dollar bill guy. So I started doing my work, like I said, 2 years ago, near 2020, and I started releasing these limited dollar bill drops. We've been doing it for 2 years now. And coming soon at the end of the month is my 10th drop. And I've been very, very grateful for the community that we've built so far for the past 2 years. And I'm very happy with how everyone has received and the people who support my work. It's crazy, you know, every time I sell these drops, they sell out pretty quick. So I'm very grateful, like I said, for the community that we've built. And yeah, so as well in this video, now you know kind of who I am. I'm going to talk about and touch base on my NFT project, the Legends of Shangu, where it currently is, what's happened so far, catching you guys up, and basically the plans and ideas we have going forward for the rest of the year and just for the rest of the project as a whole. And so for me personally, with everything I do, I pour all my energy into it when it comes to my drops, my artwork, and especially now with this new world of NFTs. I've seen NFTs as the future for a while now because of the utility that a lot of these projects have built and have brought so far. And so for myself, when I wanted to enter the NFT world, I want to make sure that I was like teaming up with a good group of people to kind of bring my vision to life. And the Legend of Shangu has done that for me so far. And I'm super excited to see where we've gone so far with it and where we're going to take it. So the main thing I want to cover in this video today is we're going to be talking about what we created so far, what I'm currently working on right now, and what we're going to be planning for the future in terms of the physical aspect and the digital aspect as for holders, and new customers and current ones as well for the Legend of Shangu project. So first off, by holding a Legend of Shangu NFT, you'll be ensured to have an early bird spot for my future drops for the bills. And there's other things I'm going to talk about in this video in terms of drops for Legends of Shangu, but it all starts with you being a holder of the NFT project as a whole. And then like I said, I'm going to talk about the things that I've been working on. So before I get to that, I want to explain kind of why I got into the NFTs and basically my inspiration behind the Legends of Shangu. And I'm going to assume there's a decent amount of people who are watching this who already are in the Discord and following the project. But for the new people, I'm going to cover it as well. And even for people who are currently in the Discord, you may not know my story and the ideas behind how we got to the Legend of Shangu. So when I first was approached by the team, I wanted to make a project that was super unique. And as you know, there's if you want to call them the blue chip NFTs out there right now, like the Bored Apes, the Doodles and all that stuff, that are one character, which I think are fantastic, and the artwork goes such a long way, and their brands and their community are so strong. And so when I wanted to design something, I wanted to not only relate to me, but have a different spin and aspect on the collection as a whole. And that's why I went with the zodiac signs and having the Year of the Tiger being a big push back in February. But now as the year progresses, we have basically a legend per month for the rest of the year because we follow that Chinese New Year calendar. And why that's very important to me is growing up, I'm Vietnamese, and you know, I've always celebrated Lunar New Year's, and so it's always been a part of my life. And just like NFTs, I'm going to work on this project for a very long time. And just like Lunar New Year's, I'm going to be celebrating for the rest of my life. So it's a part of me that is never going to go away. And so when it came to the idea of like merging the two ideas together, it was a no-brainer for me. And I wanted to do something, like I said, outside the box. And as I was mentioning, if you did follow and have followed my career the past 2 years, you know that I'm always pushing the envelope when it comes to the things I design and the things that I want to create in the future. So I wanted to do something, like I said, outside the box, kind of outside the norm. And like I said, push the envelope and try and challenge myself to do something new. And so that's where the Legend of Shangu was born and how we got the 12 characters, and which pushes us forward to where we are today. And so for myself personally, if you follow my work, my very first drop was Rick and Morty. And like I said, for all the dollar bill drops I've ever done, and any art drop that I've done, prints and stuff, they're always cartoon inspired by really mainstream cartoons that are out there today. But me personally, being an adult, I think cartoons are something everyone can relate to. But as we get older, we stop watching cartoons. Most people, but some people like myself, I still do watch cartoons, and I do lean towards more like the raunchy adult kind of style cartoons. And one of my favorite ones is Rick and Morty, along with like The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, all that stuff. And just like the like Rick and Morty, I've always been inspired, excuse me, to to make a collection or some kind of art piece that people can have that kind of revolves around the same kind of feel and vibe. And so the first thing I want to talk about right now, the new idea and the new vision and the new direction we want to have with this project is turning every legend, all 12 Legends of Shangu, into an animated series. And it all starts with what we're doing right now, which is we're building out a comic strip. And then once that comic strip is complete, we will do X amount of drops. And then as that continues, it'll kind of, like I said, bridge the gap between just the drawing into the animation. And so the animations are going to be very cool. I think for myself, like even for what I do, like posting on TikTok, there's never been a better opportunity to become someone, if you want to say that, or showcase your work is a better way to put it. And for myself, like if you know my background, I was doing something completely different 2 years ago, working at banks. And then eventually I started posting on TikTok, and here I am 2 years later, and I have my own personal brand, my company, and I'm doing other projects like this NFT project and other ones I have planned for the rest of the year. And so I feel like the difference from becoming the traditional route of like, you know, auditioning and finding your way to getting to that medium of like showcase yourself for some kind of show or animated series is very difficult like 10 years ago. But nowadays, you know, as long as you have a good community and a brand, you can kind of do stuff on your own. And that's what we want to get our community involved with. So we've already mentioned this a couple of months back, but I'm just going to touch base on it again. And so basically our idea is with the animated series, we want to have and turn the tables over to the community as much as possible. We want you guys to help out with the storyline, voice acting as a whole. And the only way to get there is, like I said, starting with the comic strip, which I'm working on currently right now. So let's put the animated series in the back burner right now, and I'll talk about the comic strips. And so I've been teasing a couple things on my Instagram and as well on the Discord. And if you've been following things on Discord, we have been talking about the comic strip for quite some time now. And basically the idea of that is, with the idea of me doing dollar bills, I'm going to be doing comic strips and then putting that onto a single dollar bill. And then from there, that's going to translate into a comic book series that we have. And then we're currently developing the story. So that's part A right there. And it looks really cool. Like I've been teasing the cover on my Instagram for the past couple of days, and people have been really receptive. And that's why I love sharing my work, whether, like I said, if it's NFTs or artwork. Putting yourself out there is really impactful, and it really helps with like your self-development and just growing as an artist or whatever medium or whatever like niche or market you're in. And I'm not going to know my work's any good unless I start sharing with people on Instagram or, like I said, social media as a whole. And so far, people have loved the idea of the comics and have loved the look of the comics as a whole. And so as we continue to develop the comics, we have kind of like an idea of where the story starts. But as the story progresses, like I said, we want to get the community as involved as possible. So we're probably going to be looking for voice actors, most likely. We're going to be looking for people who are part of editing or writers as well. I know that we're working with a writing team right now, but we're still figuring out things and ways we want to involve the community. And like I said, we want the people of the Legends of Shangu community to be a part of this as much as we are. And the end goal for all this, like my dream from the beginning, is to somehow solidify a contract or a deal with a major streaming service. So whether that's Netflix, Hulu, or any kind of those one brands, Amazon, Disney Plus, and kind of pitch the idea as we move forward. And of course that starts with us. Like I said, we have basically kind of a timeline of what we are looking at here, where we develop the comics and then we start drawing some other timelines of the animation, and then as we move forward and as the project progresses, we'll get to that point. But like I said, the dream for me honestly would be getting a contract and deal with one of those companies, because like I said, in today in what we do as creators, it's so easy to kind of bridge the gap into those kind of fields, but having a community such as the Legends of Shangu and the people I've met and so far and I've talked with will really be cool for the community as a whole, and just getting to that point. So that is the one big goal that we have for the project, and I'm very excited to make steps towards that, which we already have with writing the story out and, like I said, illustrating the comics and stuff like that. So it's a really cool idea, and I'm very excited for where that goes. And so the next thing I want to touch base on is talking about royalties with the project as a whole. So we did talk about this earlier